Hello and welcome to another stream of Doom 3. So, was having issues last stream with the game crashing, and I was gonna actually switch over to the Xbox version and stream that instead. I even offline started a new playthrough and then stopped at the point at which I got up to in the PlayStation version. However, since then, there was a fix in a video that was sent to me by Lidus, and I think I may have fixed the problem that was causing game crashes. And so the game Vampire and Tomb Raider 1 Remastered, even though I'm playing that game with the old school graphics, those were PlayStation games and they never crashed once in the streams that I've done since applying what was in that fix video. And given that Vampire was one of the games that was actually crashing and it never crashed, after applying that fix, made me a little bit more confident that I could continue my playthrough of Doom 3 on PlayStation. So, fingers crossed that the fix in that video is still going to be something that will allow me to stream PlayStation games without games just crashing. Like, it might not prevent games from ever crashing again, but whatever was causing the game to crash related to the settings I hadn't changed, hopefully those game crashes won't happen anymore. So we're going to continue on from where we left off, and if I have a look, this was what I was reading, I think. Yeah, I think I read that one. I remember reading something though. Oh, maybe I haven't triggered it again. Okay, that's probably what. I need to re-trigger it.
It isn't working. I tried everything. The computers aren't responding. I can't get through access to the system. It is here. We'll have to access the system somewhere else.
All right, let's go.
So I haven't actually exported the VODs for the streams from last week yet, but I will. But if you're watching this stream and you're like, hang on, we already saw this in one of the previous parts, we'll just redo this part again, so sorry about that, but Alright, so it was at this point.
This is the audio log of Director
Hang
Will.
on. It was at this point when reading these things. Pardon me, there was something about some numbers that I'm not seeing here that I was reading about in the last stream. Maybe it was something else. Definitely not one of these ones. I thought it was this guy. I thought it was these ones. Let me see. Malcolm Petruga, religious artifacts. Director Banks, I need your urgent attention on this matter. It is very important to my research that all crates containing religious artifacts arriving from Earth with a cosine for Delta Labs go directly there with no interruption or delay. I can't have my precious cargo sitting around the hangar waiting for your personnel to process it. I expect your immediate attention on this matter, Dr. Malcolm Petruga. Alright, I remember reading that one. Director Banks, Research Assistant Eric Raffle has not reported to work all this week. I've called his quarters repeatedly without response. No one has seen him in days and I don't know what to do. He is normally a very reliable individual. I've contacted Mars Security with hope that they will try and find him. There aren't a lot of areas to go on this base. Man, I hope he's alright. If I hear anything, I'll send word. Thank you, Matthew White. Director Banks, we're happy to report the rollout of a new corporate webpage. Please take a moment of your time to review it. Thank you, uacorp.com, web team. Alright. Hey there, Keone. Welcome on in. Doom Guy time. That is so true. How's things? The greatest plague that ever pulled was condensing the world. It doesn't exist. Thank you, Mr. Gote, for redeeming that quote. How's things going, dude?
This is the audio log of Director William Banks, dated October 20th, 2145. It has come to my attention that we have an alarming number of missing personnel throughout the base. My office has received 4 additional reports from Delta in the last week alone, mentioning that personnel are not reporting for work and that calls to their quarters have gone unanswered. My office has sent the names of those personnel to Mars City Security, and they have promised to initiate an investigation. But this news is very disturbing. Especially at a time when we have so many people in the infirmary suffering from sudden cases of schizophrenia and other psychological disorders. I hope there is no connection between those cases and these reports of missing personnel.
Mr. Gote, going good, my dude. You had your boxing session today and relaxing. Now you got your medical check-in tomorrow. Oh, great, dude. That's good. Sounds like you had a great time as well. And I really hope that your medical check goes well tomorrow too.
This is the audio log of Director William Banks, dated October 5th, 2145. It has been brought to my attention by Environmental Services that the recent power grid changes have caused many non-critical systems to malfunction. The report explains that this is due to either intermittent power outages or lower than optimal voltage input. It also says that sufficient power distribution to all non-critical systems is becoming more difficult to maintain, thanks to Dr. Petruga and his so-called optimizations to the energy stores in and around the facility. I assured the director of ES that I would file a report with Central Authority over this.
That's all good, Mr. Gote. Yeah, Doom 3 is going well, although I haven't progressed anywhere since last week because the game crashing that happened. So I'm literally just still in the same spot I was in when the game crashed last week. But the fix that I got a video of that Lighter sent through to me, Vampire didn't crash at all when I was streaming it after I applied that fix. So I'm hoping that whatever was causing the game to crash related to the settings I hadn't changed before seeing that video will prevent those kinds of crashes from happening again. Alright, Jonathan Moses. Ah, this is what I was reading. Alright. Yeah. Mr. Moses, congratulations. You have been selected to receive one of our free promotional storage cabinets loaded with useful things that we think you'll need. To access your new storage cabinet, visit us online. Jim Bauer, Mr. Moses, we've recently received your storage cabinet from Martian Buddy. Where would you like us to put it? To Jim Bauer, excellent. I can't believe it showed up so soon. Please have someone deliver it to my office in the North Hallway of Administration. I can't wait to see what they've sent me. Jonathan, Mr. Moses, thank you for the quick reply. We'll have it delivered to your office by the end of the week. Thank you, Mr. Gote. Hopefully not. Because it was really annoying. For me, anyway. It was this point where the game crashed last Monday. I may have to reschedule when Doom streams are on, because Directive 8020 being released on the 2nd of October means that whatever games I'm playing around before October starts that aren't horror have to be finished before the 1st of October. And while technically Doom is horror, I may have to add more days to the schedule of Doom to finish off the marathon. Because including this game, I've still got Doom 64, Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, then Doom the Dark Ages to do. Mr. Gote, Dark Ages was fun. You really enjoyed it. You might play it again on your Steam Deck when you get it. That's cool. Glad that you enjoyed the game. It definitely looked like a lot of fun, especially with the shield.
Off-World Research Division.
Access granted.
Marine, I've received a report that you haven't reached Bravo Team yet. You need to pick up the pace. Can't wait for you. Reaching the communication facility quickly is imperative.
Nah, bro, so doom backwards is mood, but if you're doomed, the mood would be bad. That is so very true. Absolutely. And doom can be a mood in and of itself as well. Something I'm noticing is that at the start of this game, they want you to be like, I wonder what's around this corner. Need to take it carefully. And there's nothing wrong with that. I still find myself just being like, fuck you, demon, come on, and be like close up and just be like point blank range shotgun to the face. So I'm glad that Doom 3, even though it does try to go for more survival horror, it still can allow you in gameplay to just be like, fuck you, get up close, boom, you know. Dr. Darling, fuck you, you demon cunt.
The UAC takes pride in its safety record. Please follow UAC procedures.
I was so happy to see that we're getting another Plague Tale game. That'll be next year.
For generations, humankind has lived under the looming specter of slowly dwindling natural resources. Our new ventures on planets like Mars have only intensified our need to find fresh sources for metals, petrochemicals, food, water, hydrogen fuel, the building blocks for a sustainable, human-friendly Martian environment. And this is only the beginning. With continued research, we envision creating ever more complex molecules, even organic matter itself. Atom by atom, the UAC is building an ever brighter future for humankind.
It's so funny. At the start of this game, there's like a narration that talks about what the UAC is actually doing, and whether intentional or not, the way that it's presented and the kinds of things that they're saying that the UAC are actually doing is very much like at the start of the first Resident Evil movie, where you have the opening narration talking about the Umbrella Corporation and the kinds of things that they're doing in the public eye versus what they're actually doing behind the scenes with all their sort of like experiments and all that kind of stuff. Dr. Darling, now that you have played both Mass Effect and Doom 3, doesn't the narrator appear to be the same, lol? The narrator? Yeah. Yeah. I just had to think for a second. Because the entries in Mass Effect where you have audio, where they read it for you. That's right. Game froze? Not for me. I can still see my broadcast and it's going fine. Unless it froze for a split second before I looked at the screen. One thing I wish they did in this game was when you go into your PDA
formerly designated
for all
Phase
the
1
audio
by
to
the
stop
Union Aerospace Off-World
and have
Research
some
Division.
kind of like
The Alpha
ambient
Labs began
music
construction
that
on
would play.
October 29, 2095, and became fully operational July 17, 2130. Originally created as the Prime Science and Research Facility, Alpha Labs are Welcome to the Alpha Labs. Formerly designated Phase 1 by the Union Aerospace Off-World Research Division, the Alpha Labs began construction on October 29, 2095, and became fully operational July 17, 2130. Originally created as the Prime Science and Research Facility, Alpha Labs are responsible for the development of leading-edge technologies such as the Elemental Phase Deconstructor, Hydrocon, and Molecular Fuel Storage Compressor, all presently being utilized right here in the Alpha Labs. These endeavors have allowed for much-needed expansion into the UAC's current leading research facility, Delta Labs, where Union Aerospace is opening all new opportunities in research and development. With continued investment and hard work, the Union Aerospace Corporation strives for excellence and is committed to building a better tomorrow.
Dr. Nulling, weird, stream was frozen, you had to refresh, missed everything in the past few minutes. Ah. Yeah, I hate when that kind of stuff happens. But yeah, your comment about the narrator. I had to think for a second, and then I remembered what the voice sounded like in Mass Effect when you have the database entries that do have audio narration, how they were read to you. Pistachios. Pistachios.
For generations, humankind has lived under the looming specter of slowly dwindling natural resources. Our new ventures on planets like Mars have only intensified our need to find fresh sources for metals, petrochemicals, food, water, and even air. To meet that need, UAC researchers have developed dramatic solutions. Solutions that will soon pay off for the UAC, its investors, and indeed the entire human race. Mars itself is our chief ally and the key to our solution. Look around at its vast red deserts, rich in naturally occurring iron oxides. They are the raw materials of our future. We have developed a process that destabilizes the atomic structure of pulverized iron oxide and separates it into subatomic particles, which are then siphoned off to create new elements. Like alchemists of old, the elemental phase deconstructor allows us to transform red Martian soil into clean air, fresh water, and hydrogen fuel, the building blocks for a sustainable, human-friendly Martian environment. And this is only the beginning. With continued research, we envision creating ever more complex molecules, even organic matter itself. Atom by atom, the UAC is building an ever brighter future for humankind.
That video is almost the same as the Alpha Labs introduction. Granados. Hey there, Lucas. Welcome on in. How's things? Keone, seeing your Super Meat Boy emote that you use, it reminded me that I didn't actually watch the trailer, but I saw that there's a Super Meat Boy 3D that's coming out. I don't know if you saw the trailer for it or not. But I haven't actually played that game for a very long time. It was definitely very difficult, but I think it was, like, interesting. Hey there, Hipsuit. How's things going?
Warning. EPD laser active.
Keone, Xbox Showcase was disappointing as usual. Things are good, Hipsuit? Oh, that's very nice, dude. That's good to hear. I'm glad that things are going well. Keone, Xbox Showcase was disappointing as usual. No Elder Scrolls 6. Maybe next year. You've been saying that for 12 years now. Maybe next year. It'd be so funny if there was like an update release trailer, and that's what they called it. Not a trailer that's actually saying, hey, it's coming out in 2028 or anything like that, but just a trailer that says, here is an update on Elder Scrolls 6. We've gone beyond the opening section of the game. We need to create the rest of it. Thanks for your patience. Goodbye. Imagine if all they've done is just like the first intro sequence. It'd be like, what the fuck? Lucas, is this the latest Doom? It's not, no. No, this one came out in 2004. This is Doom 3.
Audio log for Kyle Berger, research supervisor for the EPD project. The The elemental phase deconstructor is fully operational, and the research data we have gathered so far is very impressive. Unfortunately, we had a terrible accident last week. Research Assistant Patterson was calibrating one of the quark emitters in the chamber, and witnesses say he appeared to see something. It's almost like something was talking to him, and he backed right into the particle beam. It was not a pretty sight, as it took off the backside of his head. He lived a few minutes, although I'm not sure you could consider that living, but they say his eyes rolled back and forth, and he was trying to talk, although after losing that much brain matter, I'm sure it was just reflex actions. Anyway, due to this, I have enacted new safety protocols in the lab, and we have stocked one of the storage cabinets with emergency medical supplies. The code for the cabinet is 752. End of log.
William Landau, EPD status. Dr. Berger, everything is going exceptionally well as we prepare the EPD for its next round of tests. Roy Patterson is setting up the baseline now, and we should be able to start testing later this afternoon. If your schedule allows, please feel free to join us down here in the lab around 2. Should be exciting. Bill Landau. UAC Maintenance, EPD Collection Chamber status. Dr. Carl Berger, the maintenance team has just finished cleaning the EPD collection chamber. All biomatter has been scrubbed from the area. Deep scan also confirms a clean sector as per your request. 14 collection cones and 5 trays have also been replaced. Please be sure to stop by maintenance as we will need your signature for the parts requisition forms. Thank you, UAC Maintenance. That's right, Lucas, he got a complimentary lobotomy as a result of what happened. Boop boop beep.
Audio log for Jack Smith, benefits analyst in HR 1024-2145. I just went through another batch of accident reports from the science team. We've had 5 more people hurt this week while working with the equipment. The most serious incident was one John Hughes, whose hand was caught in one of the plastic extrusion systems. He was performing maintenance on it and states that he unplugged it and had the safety key in his pocket. It managed to activate without an apparent power source and shredded his arm up to the elbow before someone got him out. It's been reported that the machine is still running and we can't shut it down. The cost on that incident alone is enough to raise the red flag, but this is just one in a pile. We're going to overrun our budget on benefits payout this quarter. And while it's not my department, I have to assume that the new equipment budget is going to be blown out as well because, according to these reports, the equipment's breaking down on a daily basis. Please mark this for review at corporate. End of log.
Brian Jenkins, new safety protocols. Mr. Smith, in light of the recent increase of work-related accidents in the Alpha Labs, we feel it is necessary to implement a buddy system when routine maintenance is being performed on some of the heavier equipment. We feel this should cut down on some of the claims being filed in your department. Please get back to me if you have any other ideas on how to keep Alpha Labs as safe as it can be. Thank you. Brian Jenkins, Safety Coordinator. R.E. Braden, Buddy System. Jack, please tell me UAC Corporate is kidding. How the hell is a buddy system going to do anything with accident claims except double them? Tell me how a buddy system would have prevented Joe Torso Boy Moss from having his arms and legs hacked off by the Albuquerque capacitor. Maybe this buddy would have heard the thing growl and engage without power or a CRF module. Maybe his buddy's hair would have burst into flames instead, and saved us the trouble of needing to run and find water to put him out. Next thing they'll do is try to fix the problem by having us fill out more MAR forms or forecast our ODF.
Gas leak stopped. Fire extinguished.
What the hell is it?
I'm
Hey there, Ryu. Good morning to you as well, dude. Hope you're having a good day. Oh, nice, Ryu. That's good. Glad to hear that you're going well. As for me, I'm doing good. Doing more Doom 3. I think the game crashing that was happening with my PlayStation games, at least one's tied to the fix that I got in a video that Lidus sent me. Ever since I applied the changes to my console settings, especially with games like Vampire, which was another game that was crashing constantly, it never crashed. And so I'm hoping that's going to carry through to all the other PlayStation games as well. The test will be, this game was usually crashing 2 hours into the stream, and we're about an hour in already, so... But yeah, there's no crashes for Vampire for the last stream that I did of it. I did like a fairly long one too. I think it was like 6 or 7 hours or something. Hell is only a word. Reality is much, much worse. Review of Event Horizon, also known as the real Doom movie. Absolutely, dude. That is such a really good movie. I don't know if it did too well at the time of release or not. I never really looked into that side of things on it, but it's cool that it's become one of those sort of like, I guess you could almost call it cult classic sci-fi horror movies. So it was a flop at release for you? Yeah. I mean, 1997, you also had Men in Black. The first Men in Black came out, so I don't know if it came out around then, but that would have been stiff competition for it. Anderson second best after Mortal Kombat for you. Yeah, I'll definitely say that too as well. I didn't think much of Soldier, even though Kurt Russell's, you know, a really good actor. But then again, I've only seen it once, and that was back when it came out. So maybe it's actually a good movie.
Audio log for Jack Smith, benefits analyst in HR 1024-2145. I just went through another batch of accident.
It was a new video, that's right. Hydrocon.
Safer worlds for everyone. For centuries, people on Earth have waged war over two things vital to human existence: fuel and water. As part of its ongoing commitment to create safer worlds for everyone, the UAC recently unveiled its development of the Hydrocon. Though still in its prototype stages, the Hydrocon will, in one dramatic move, forever end all shortages of water and fuel. By splitting iron oxide molecules, the Hydrocon produces oxygen and hydrogen cheaply and safely without the need for large amounts of electricity. The hydrogen is then used for hydrogen fuel, a substance so versatile and clean that it can be used in everything from home appliances to today's most demanding rocket engines. A side benefit of producing this fuel is an endless supply of pure, spring-like water that is more refined than any earthbound spring. We envision a world where technologies such as the Hydrocon can be used to end drought and civil strife in impoverished nations where water or fuel have ever been in short supply. While always at the forefront of scientific research and development, Union Aerospace hopes that the creation of the Hydrocon will continue to make safer worlds for everyone.
You actually feel if you gave Anderson the rights to Doom back then, instead of Resident Evil, it actually could have improved his reputation when it comes to handling video game IPs. Doom seems like it would have been a better match for his style. On top of that, Anderson actually directed the commercial for this particular entry. Oh, he did? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I felt like the movie that we did get, the Doom movie that we got, was pretty much Resident Evil in space, in terms of like the Resident Evil movies that we got before the Doom movie came out. It was a certain way that wasn't in the games, you know what I mean? And so when you get the Doom movie, it just felt like it was another Resident Evil movie, but it was just called Doom and it was set in outer space as well.
Oh, you startled me. Man, am I ever glad to see you. I thought I was all alone. It's been freaking spooky lately. The Hydrocon's blown a few circuits and is unstable. Be careful with that gun. A stray bullet into the glass shields could blow the whole area. I'm gonna try and get this thing stabilized. I'll head to the science office when I have this under control. If I don't get the Hydrocon operating within acceptable levels, it could blow. I need to stay here and see if I can get this thing running safely. If the machine blows, it'll kill us both. I need to stay here and see if I can get this thing running safely.
Bernie Lipsitz. John McDermott. Time off. Hey Bern, some of the boys and I are headed over to Mars City tonight after the shift for some beers. You, as always, are welcome to come along with us, buddy. I will see you there. John. Frederick Anubis. Hydrocon O2 leak. Lipsitz, a siphon hose in the oxygen displacement valve, is forming a leak due to the lowered temperatures required to boost production in the Hydrocon labs. If this hose were to rupture, it would cause severe instability in the Hydrocon systems and could result in a very dangerous situation. It should really be replaced. Dr. Anubis. Dr. Anubis awaits. Ryu, the biggest problem with the 2005 film was indeed the removal of Hell. If you were to distance it from being a legit Doom movie, then maybe it can be watchable on its own, a bit like the Tekken movie. That's true as well. That was a really big thing. It'd be like doing a, what's an equivalent I could say? It'd be like doing a Splinter Cell movie where it's actually set in space. You're taking an element that... No, that's different, because that's taking an element away. Anyway, the problem with the removal of Hell is that that is the whole point of Doom, and it had been since, the first game came out. So to take Hell out of it was just stupid.
Where we're going, we won't need eyes to see.
Thanks for redeeming that from Event Horizon as a Bane impression review. Raid, no Doom 64? Yeah, I'm doing Doom 64. Doom Marathon. Following main entries in the series will be played: Doom 93, Doom 2 Hell on Earth, Doom 3, Doom 64, 1997/2020, Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, and Doom the Dark Ages. A Mario movie that's gritty and dark instead of lighthearted and colourful. Oh wait, they already did that. Raid? Oh, I thought you'd do that before Doom 3, lol. Oh no, I'm basically doing them in release order. But yeah, I think there was something that weren't they trying to make all the Doom games continuity-wise the same with the newer ones, apparently? Apparently they made some changes to the 64 game with the 2020 release or something like that. But yeah, I'm playing them in release order. Hey there, Crusher. Welcome on in. I hope things are going well. But unlike Doom or Tekken, Mario eventually got his proper film adaptation not too long ago. That's true. Yeah, that's the thing. But then again, there's so many things that you wait years for and then they become a disappointment. So the lesson is don't get hyped for anything. Especially things that are taking years to develop. Crusher, no PSX Doom? It was so scary. I never actually played that version of Doom. But yeah, there's also Brutal Doom, but I think that's more of a fan-made thing as well. But yeah, just sticking to essentially the main entries of the series. Oh, Rage, you quit your job today, did you? Well, hopefully you can find, a better job in the future. That's definitely understandable if you needed to, Yeah, Ryu, cough, Mortal Kombat 2021. Yeah, like what a long wait that was. Oh yeah, Crusher, so Brutal Doom is a mod. I gotcha, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind playing it in the future, at some point. But yeah, the first version of Doom that I played was actually the Super Nintendo one, which had cut out a lot of levels and also changed the screen size to fit what levels they could into the game as well. So I played that as my first Doom game back in the day, and I was so happy when I finally played a version that was actually, I think it was the PC version I played next, years later, or maybe it might have been some other version of it. You actually have some ideas for how they can do the next major Mortal Kombat game and movie in the future if they're to inevitably reboot again? Yeah, because I think didn't you post them in the Discord before? But yeah, there's definitely so much stuff that can be done with a lot of franchises. Right, there came a point where you had to say to yourself, what was I willing to put up with today? Not fucking this. And that's totally understandable too, as well, you know. So definitely best wishes in finding another job that's even better as well. And hopefully, you know, you don't have to wait too long until that opportunity comes up as well.
Safer worlds for everyone. The Hydrocon will, in one dramatic
You have the perfect title for the movie? Oh, very nice. So what is the title? Crusher, thank you so very much for the follow, and also thank you so very much for subscribing as well. I really do appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. And thank you for using your Prime as well to subscribe. Thank you so much for that. This is the, this is the PlayStation 5 version of it, and there is an option to do the Resurrection of Evil DLC as well, and then there's also some Lost Missions, I think it's called. But for this playthrough, just doing the main, because I've never actually played through this whole game before. The first time I played it, I only played like half an hour to an hour, and I didn't really get into it because I wasn't really feeling the whole sort of like a bit slower paced survival horror element to it. So it is the BFG edition. I gotcha. Yeah. It's funny because it doesn't actually say anywhere on the version that I've got that that's what it's called, but I guess that is what it is. Yeah. Oh, nice title, Ryu. Yeah, Mortal Kombat Redemption, not Resurrection. You sure you wouldn't want to make it Mortal Kombat Resurrection? crashes streams. The Doom 3 original would only contain Doom 3. Yeah. Yeah, there was also that Xbox version as well. I think that might have been the version I played a little bit of, now that I think about it. And yeah, I just wasn't feeling... But for this playthrough, I was like, right, I'm going to put that aside, because that was years and years ago, and I'm going to give this game, you know, an opportunity to... Not that it's this serious, but I guess redeem itself in my eyes, or some, you know, melodramatic way to put it. But I thought I'll give it another shot. And I was willing to play through it, even if I ended up not liking it. And I'm enjoying it. I think that initially it might seem like the whole survival horror, slower paced angle is the only way the game is going to allow you to operate. But I'm definitely also finding myself just going straight up to an enemy and being like, fuck you, boom, you know, so it still has that kind of like pushing you forward momentum and the whole wanting to kill demons and all that kind of stuff. The exhilaration of that, it still has that. Obviously the next game in the series afterwards, Doom 2016, obviously that really drops all of the slow-paced survival horror elements that this game introduced and completely goes back to the run-and-gun, fast-paced sort of stuff, which I really loved as well. But yeah, I definitely am liking Doom 3. I don't know yet where I would rank it, but I definitely am enjoying the experience, despite the game crashes I was having last week. Because I actually wanted to keep on streaming, but it was just crashing too much and ending my stream. Because if you stream directly from your PlayStation and your game crashes, the PlayStation decides that your stream has to end as well.
Aerospace hopes that the creation of the Hydrocon will continue to make safer worlds for everyone.
That's what I wanted to... Or is that the Hydro thing? Oh, it is, yeah, we've already watched that video. Alright, so that's locked. Doors locked. Redemption, like classic movies such as The Shawshank Redemption and a more fitting example, The Raid Redemption. So essentially Doom 3 is an ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 situation where the change in pace and mechanics actually grows on you. That's definitely a good idea too. I think Redemption has a good ring to it as well. Resurrection kind of just gets overused, I feel. Resurrection and Annihilation. They're probably the two most overused subtitles given to a movie or a game, especially if it's like a genre movie as well. Like you wouldn't see, like for example, if they were to do a fourth Godfather movie, they wouldn't call it Godfather Annihilation or Godfather Resurrection or anything like that. But it's more like genre movies, like if it's an action movie or if it's a horror movie or if it's like a sci-fi horror or, you know, things like that, a fantasy movie as well. You might have, you know, I don't know, what's a fantasy movie that didn't get a sequel? What was that one with Nicole Kidman in it? I can't remember now. There was one with Nicole Kidman in it, and Daniel Craig was in it too. And they were supposed to do sequels to it apparently, but it didn't do too well, so they never did any sequels. Anyway, it'd be like doing whatever that movie is called and then saying such and such Resurrection. That's it, Ryu, yeah, the Golden Compass. The Golden Compass, Resurrection, is like, no. But that's a good point too about Doom 3, yeah. Yeah, no, because I think it's like, there was probably improvements that were made too when the DLC dropped maybe as well, but it wasn't so much like there was anything wrong with the game in terms of like, you know, graphics or anything that turned me off. It was simply because I was more used to the, you know, balls to the wall, run around, action heavy Doom, not so much the slow-paced Resident Evil survival horror, Silent Hill kind of thing. But I'm digging it now. Dog Darling, need to redecorate this place. Blood and guts everywhere. Blood, guts, spit, and ass, as Major Payne would say. You know, we need a game cleanup where we clean up after the Doom guy. They're like, damn this Doom guy. I know he's saving our asses and all, but can't he do it without making too much mess? It was the movie that kind of tanked New Line, and it led to the company being absorbed by Warner Brothers. I didn't actually know that. I didn't realize it was a New Line production. That's interesting. Get your ass to Mars. Get your ass away from Mars.
Here at the UAC, we make a better
Demons gotta eat, I suppose. Nice. It's raining chunks of flesh. Pistachios. Pistachios. These demons must like pistachios nuts. Nabcon.
Here at the UAC, we make a better
Is that a new enemy for Doom 3? Or is it just a variation on one of the demons from the earlier games that I'm just not recognizing? New Line is still around, of course, but their years as an independent company are long gone. Yeah, I wonder if they would ever get to the point where they can be that again. Probably not, once they're absorbed by Warner Brothers. Unless Warner Brothers, you know, decides to separate them or something. That mock fighting game logo is based on the logo for Street Fighter Alpha 3. Ah, I got your view. Because the only thing I recognized was the reference or the play on, you know, Capcom's logo and coloring. I didn't actually pick up that the title of that was based on Street Fighter Alpha 3. That's cool. I never actually played those ones.
Hello, is this reaching anyone? I'm broadcasting on a very low frequency. If you can hear me, I'm not far. Please help me. I've locked myself in storage room C4. Please, if anyone can hear me, please help me.
Om nom 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 nom. Ryu, Doom probably was the second best, most controversial video game at the time behind Mortal Kombat. That is so true. And it's so funny that these franchises kind of got the last laugh against those critics back then, because they're still making games in those series. And arguably, the point in time at which these people were really complaining about them, the graphics, by today's comparison, were at a point where you wouldn't even believe, like, you wouldn't even believe that there was some kind of controversy around Mortal Kombat and Doom. You would think that it was just, you know, just came out and it was loved by everyone. But it's so funny that all these franchises that they wanted to ban and stop, well, decades later, they're still making games in them. GTA as well. Of course, both games would lead to Grand Theft Auto, which is one big controversy in and of itself. That's true, you know. And I think even to this day, for some people, you know, I'm a true believer in, if something is designed for a specific demographic and the rating of the game matches, then anyone who is not of that age, the people who complain about, oh, but think of the children, they'll be watching these games and these movies, and it's like, well, maybe if the guardians or the parents of these kids would actually, you know, have an interest in what their sort of, like, you know, interests are, and kind of, you know, supervise, you know, and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? This idea that video games or movies are the cause of violence. Now look, are there some idiots out there who play a video game and then go, let's go do this in real life? Probably, yeah, there probably is. But should the people who are actually sane and know the difference between a video game and a movie, should they be punished as well? I don't think so. Just an excuse. Usually, it's one of those things where the person who has perpetrated the violence or whatever is like, you know, oh yeah, I was playing this and watching this. It's like, own up to your own choices. You were the one that decided to go around and, you know, shoot people or whatnot. It wasn't the video game that was at fault. You know what I mean? Because anyone, like, people could read a book and then go around and do something. You know what I mean? It's not something that is the fault of the actual thing. It's the fault of the people who are experiencing the thing and then not being able to tell the difference, or not being able to be like, hey, you know, this is a like a video game or a movie. You know, it's not supposed to be like a education simulator or something about how to be a violent person and all that kind of stuff. You personally, abusive parents or relatives affect people more than a fucking game or movie. You personally feel, yeah, I mean, that can be true too, you know, like, they can be factors as well. Gee, I wonder who this is. Dr. Darling, who's the monster here? These poor defenseless people or Rod? Well, when a demon or a zombie is attacking you, standing there and letting them kill you is definitely not wise.
Audio report regarding the disrespectful treatment of new research staff, September 14th, 2145. As you know, I have gone to considerable effort to recruit my staff researchers for Alpha Labs. Finding team members with the qualifications, let alone the willingness to come to Mars, has not been a trivial task. You know this already. But it is necessary that I emphasize why their complaints must be taken seriously. We won't be able to keep our people or recruit new researchers if the harassment continues. No, harassment is exactly the right word. I'm routinely getting reports of UAC security asking inappropriate questions and submitting my staff to unnecessary background checks. I must insist that we be allowed to keep our personal lives private and be left to complete our assignments without further delays. If there is some kind of security threat, I suggest that UAC security look more deeply into their own staff. This is Andrew Chin, end.
MartianBuddy.com. Play UA-Net's Draco Wizard now. Online gamer, the quest for the Chalice of Sanguine Drac begins now. The evil Vloxamire has cast a dark cloud of evil across the lands of Nosgath. Who will rise above and challenge his legion of wild wolves and berserker trolls? Raise your scimitars aloft and strike back. Join UA-Net's hottest RPG, Draco Wizard, today for only 29 credits per month. Walter Connors, 8-sided die. Dear Chin, I'm writing in regard to the 8-sided die you borrowed from me. If you're not going to invite me to the game, then I would like my 8-sided die back. It has been 2 weeks, and I am very irritated. Walter Connors. Eric Reeves, the E-Rock has landed. Andy just got in. That ride sucked. I flew in with the new systems analyst, Jamie Mendoza, who was always getting into it with these 2 security goons, Jim Daly and Mark Walters. They would argue for hours, and sometimes days, about any topic. A month and a half in that sardine can will make anyone bug out after a while. Anyway, let's get some lunch. I need some real food. Eric. Brian Wellington, Storage Cabinet 038. Mr. Chin, the repairs to Storage Cabinet 038 have been completed. The door is no longer stuck and we pulled the dent from the side. It would be a good idea in the future to remember your cabinet codes instead of just trying to force it open with a wrench. Just for your records, the new code for Cabinet 038 is 409. It might be a good idea to write it down. Maintenance.
Since the dawn of the space, Union Aerospace has been at the forefront of not only developing new technology, but pushing those developments to even more daring extremes. With an abundant production of hydrogen, can we devise a way to store and deliver that fuel to make the dream of deep space racing a reality? The answer has been a resounding yes. Under the direction of Dr. Malcolm Bashir, key UAC scientists have made startling discoveries in the fields of quantum physics. And with them, they have been able to use the actual space between electrons and protons in a molecule as a storage medium for fuel. Now,
Godfather Al. My name is Rodney the Legionnaire McRodimus, elite esports athlete of gaming franchises, master of accents, and impersonator of the true Batman killer, Mr. Bane Freeze, not be confused with Mr. Brain Freeze. Prince of Raided Tombs, Rogue of the Rooftops, and you will storm the gates of hell in this life, or requiescat in pace. Very clever, Godfather Al. Thank you so much for joining. I hope things are going well. That's very nicely put together. Although I wouldn't say I'm a elite esports athlete. I wouldn't go so that far myself, but thank you anyway. I hope things are going well.
To a reality. The UAC has long made safer worlds for everyone.
Marine, Bravo team reports they've located your position but are unable to move to your current location. Head through engineering and try to link up with them in Sector 3.
Godfather Al, you're going to play the expansion DLC of this game also? I don't know if I will. It just depends. I do have access to it. Would you say it adds a whole lot to it? Is it like a large DLC, or is it just like a few missions? Crusher, Resurrection of Evil is worth it. Oh, it is? Oh, cool. So it's a good DLC. Godfather, it's good. Not that long. Okay. Yeah, I might consider it. I mean, I definitely won't be finishing the game in this stream, so I'll have a bit of time to think about it. Because I was just saying earlier that I've only got one day a week that I've dedicated to the Doom games, but I might need to actually add more days. So if it's not like a really long DLC, then I might actually do it as well. It's only about 4 hours in length. Oh yeah, I could do that in the stream. Yeah. Well, I won't say for sure yet, but I'll definitely consider it. Crusher, so it's got 12 levels. Okay.
Don't shoot. I can help you. The lights are all out. I'll lead you through here if you can get me off this base.
Don't shoot. I'm a human. Sorry about that. I thought you were one of them.
Come on, I can't wait.
Since the dawn of the space age, Union Aerospace has been at the forefront of not only developing new technology, but pushing those developments to even more daring extremes. With an abundant production of hydrogen fuel, thanks to the Hydrocon, the specialist teams asked the big question: can we devise a way to store and deliver that fuel to make the dream of deep space research a reality? The answer has been a resounding yes. Under the direction of Dr. Malcolm Betruger, key UAC scientists have made startling new discoveries in the fields of quantum physics. And with them, they have been able to use the actual space between electrons and protons in a molecule as a storage medium for fuel in our interplanetary antimatter drives. Now, fuel that would once take up half the payload of an interplanetary ship only occupies a fraction of that space. You are looking at the Molecular Fuel Storage Compactor. The MFS compressor is yet another UAC marvel that brings the dream of reaching and colonizing the most distant planets closer to a reality. The UAC has long made safer worlds for everyone, and now they will bring those worlds even closer than you could ever imagine.
Best part of this level, Crusher RL? Oh, nice.
We can't stop. We've got to keep moving. I can't talk now. Let's go. Electromagnetic pulses have knocked out the electrical systems in this area. Watch out. A big one could knock out our lights. It isn't far. Let's go. I can't talk now. Let's go. There's one. Hurry up. We can't stop. What was that? It isn't far. Let's go. I can't wait. Come on, I can't wait. Oh God, don't let it get me! Hurry up, we can't stop. Hang on, here comes another. That was close. Oh God, don't let it get me! Thank God it's dead. Come on, I can't wait. There's the exit.
this Mars or Australia? These spiders. Hey there, Max. All is going well, thank you. Things are going good, how about yourself? Can't say the same for Mars here in this game. All literal hell has broken loose. How's things, Max? Mark Lemire. George Puta. I won't be in today. Mr. Lemire, I'm not feeling very well today. I don't think I will be able to come into work today. Could you get someone to cover my shift? Thank you, George Puta. I'm sorry. Graham Fucks. I know it's Fuchs. Graham Fucks. Storage lockers. I mean, hey, if that's what he likes to do in his spare time, as long as he doesn't do it out in public, you know. Max, things are good. Thanks. Good luck to you. Oh, I was wondering if that enemy was gonna be able to come to where I was, and the answer was yes. There we go. I'm glad to hear that things are going good, Max. That's awesome. Thank you for the good luck wishes as well. Indeed, George does. Yeah. Oh man. I'll pronounce it the right way so I don't have a laughing fit every time. Graham Fuchs. I probably even fucked that up. Storage lockers. Mr. Lemire, what is the code to the storage lockers here? I know you told me a few days ago, but I can't remember. None of my usual codes work. By the way, I believe I'm going to be late with my quarter 4 analysis. I had a late start this morning due to that party in Mars City. I should have known better than to drink that much during the week. Graham Fuchs. George Puda. Mr. Lamia, I am feeling under the weather again today, and have an appointment with the base physician this afternoon, and won't be able to make my shift. Could you find someone to cover for me? Thank you. George Puda. Dusty Welch. Crates moved. Mr. Lamia, I just want to tell you again how happy I am to be working here on Mars in your department. I don't usually go on like this, but I'm just so excited by this opportunity. My last employer didn't appreciate my skills the way you do. I've taken the crates from your office to your quarters as you requested, and I organized your closet to your specifications. I'd like to add that you have excellent taste in music. Once again, please let me know if there is anything I can do to better serve the UAC. Maxwell Graham. That's right, yep. Crusher, you guess it's German, so it would be like Fuchs or Fuchs, yeah. What unfortunate names to give these characters, especially George Puda as well. Hey there, Deadly Vulture. I hope things are going well. Max George Puda, yeah. It just seems like, oh my god. Deadly Vulture, you've heard that a lot of people don't include this as a canon Doom game. I was doing some reading before I started this stream. I started the playthrough last week, but I read before starting this stream about how they were initially going to just do a straight up remake of Doom, which I guess this still is, because we're not playing as the same Doom guy from the first 2 games. So it's kind of interesting to read that they began development, or they wanted it to be a remake, but I think some people threatened to leave if they didn't actually do it as a remake. But something happened, and then they must have compromised and were like, you know, we'll do a Doom remake, but we'll still call it Doom 3 or something like that. That's what I'm assuming is the thinking as well. But this is actually my first playthrough of it. The first time I played it was many years ago, and I didn't give it much of a chance. I played like half an hour to an hour, and I was like, this isn't Doom. You know, survival horror, slow paced. I love survival horror stuff, don't get me wrong, but I was like, that's not Doom, you know. So I never actually went back to it for all these years, but then I thought, well, I'm going to be doing a Doom marathon, and I'd wanted to do one for a couple of years at least now, so I thought I may as well give it another chance, so I included it. But yeah, I'm not sure if people consider it as a non-canon thing, because I think with the newer games, they were trying to at least make some of the older games canon to the newer games somehow. Hey there, AC. How's things going? Thank you for leaving the lurk. Yeah, it must have been the wind, Deadly Vulture. It wasn't demonic forces that destroyed Mars here. It was the wind. That's it.
This is Operations Coordinator Mark Lamia, dated November 1st, 2145. I am filing this report because I am frustrated beyond belief by the level of incompetency I have to deal with here. I don't know where HR is getting the new employees, but the last 5 guys they've sent me were all a bunch of idiots. They can't get any of their work done on time. I constantly have to keep an eye on them. They work slow, they don't follow any of the standard operating procedures, and they can't even remember basic things that I tell them. For example, I changed the cabinet door codes here to 1, 2, 3 because I thought that was easy enough to remember, but they still forgot it. I don't understand why HR can't get me better people. I'm requesting full authority to hire and fire my own employees. It's the only way I can run my department smoothly. End of log.
I love how he calls them idiots. That's cool. Deadly Vulture in August, new Dying Light comes out. Yeah, I was actually wondering about that. I haven't actually played the games before, but I wasn't sure if it was like a DLC for Dying Light 2. So is it actually like a full like follow-up game or something, is it? Yeah, Crusher, I love how he's like, you know, these idiots. I don't blame him though, like having the password set to be 1, 2, 3 and they can't even remember that, like holy shit. Max, Graham Fuchs was a senior executive producer at the video game publisher Activision Publishing, where he worked from 1998 to some point between 2012 and 2016. He was one of the executive producers on the Prototype series, also Doom 2. Oh, okay. That's interesting. When they actually name characters in a game based on real people that worked on the games and stuff. That's interesting. And also Doom 2 as well. Oh, so it's a full game, Deadly Vulture. That's cool. I definitely need to play Dying Light 1 at least this year, before the year is out. Crusher, I can't remember. 1, 2, 3 is wild. It really, really is. Like, that's probably one of the most simplest passwords that you could set up for something. And for people not to remember. Nice one, Lucas. You could say he gave a fuck.
Warning. Toxins present. Please execute cleanup procedure.
Alright, I got it now. You actually have to dispose of them. I thought you had to set it up so that you could actually blow it up. Alright.